I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
He's a man's man. He's a ladies' man.
Oh.
He's a family man. He's a sailor man.
Popeye, the sailor. Popeye, the sailor. Popeye, the sailor.
It's Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall, the eye-popping entertainment of the year, Popeye, rated PG.
Now playing at the Edgewater, Jumpers, Patterson, Towson, and Westview Theaters.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, and there's another paid request, this time from Bobby. For those interested in requesting any other type of videos or topics, reactions, review, anything, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. Now, he wanted me to talk about Popeye. Now, this is a film from around 1980, directed by Robert Altman. And this is a film that at the time was considered a flop, but I think it's more of a disappointment, meaning I don't think they lost money. It just did not make as much as they thought it would. Just, the budget was pretty high, but because of kids and it's rated PG, kids could see the film and, you know, the Popeye name, I think it did make some money, but just not as much as they wanted. Now, watching this film right off the bat, I grew up with this movie, and I do enjoy it. I enjoy its ambition. I thought it had a fanciful charm to it. I do think people like Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall were absolutely perfect for Popeye and Olive Oyl. I think these two really symbolize the characters. They really fit in their roles perfectly as these characters. And I thought these two, they worked extremely well. I bought Robin Williams, the way he would mumble, but I still understood what he was saying. He really made me feel like he was Popeye. I even don't mind the arms that they gave him. And it does have a cartoon quality to it. There's a point where he like twists his arm multiple times, more his hand, to do the knockout punch during a boxing match. Point where his pipe goes. So it does capture a bit of that cartoon nature of it all. And Shelley Duvall, she seemed like Olive Oyl from the cartoon. Off the cartoon, onto the screen. She really was perfect for it. I even didn't mind Paul Smith as, I think that's his name, as Bluto. Now, with that said, okay, I do like those two. The songs, they're not catchy enough to be like, oh, I'm going to sing it right now, I'm going to sing it tomorrow and next. But there's enough of a sweetness to the songs that I don't think they're bad or anything. And truly, there is one that I do remember. You know, I am what I am, what I am. Yeah, I don't mind that. Part of me wonders if Popeye needed to be a musical. I do find that a strange decision. I think one of the things that happened around this time is someone wanted to do Annie, which is a musical, couldn't do it. So then they got the Popeye rights, the theatrical rights to it. And so they said, well, I'm still in the musical mood, so let's turn Popeye into a musical. I don't know if that was the right decision. Like, the songs I don't mind, but I think with Popeye, people imagine more of an adventure or more of a action-packed movie. Doesn't really think of Popeye. You know, the sailor man, he's out there on adventures. That's the Popeye cartoons I remember. But for the most part, you're in this one place called Sweethaven, which they built a lot of that for real, which I think in retrospect was a mistake, because a lot of it, like, they built all this stuff, but honestly, it seemed like a lot of it doesn't get used. And it seemed kind of a waste of money. Like, you could have found any regular town and just said this was Sweethaven. Building all this stuff, it kind of made me think of Waterworld. Almost like there's a precursor to Waterworld. Like, you built this whole little town, this little thing, structure. Maybe I'll think of that about that because it's by the water. And you have Popeye rowing just like Kevin Costner did in Waterworld. But that's another film I don't mind. And I don't think this is awful movie. Like, I don't think this is awful film that should be condemned and, you know, shouldn't have, like, this has no features on it. I know it finally got a Blu-ray release. I don't even think that has features on it. Yeah, this doesn't even have a trailer or anything on it. But like I said, I do like Robin Williams' Popeye. Some of the dialogue, because of the way he talks, I think he was able to get some jokes that would pass over the younger audience. Olive oil. It sounds like some lubricants. Or the way he taught, another thing I got is a sense of humiliation. I miss Robin Williams. He's such a ball of energy and furious fun. And granted, I don't think it's not Robin's fault. I think it's the script. Is the script by Jules Feiffer? I know there was some rewriting going on during the making of it. It's not that funny of a movie, sadly. Like, if I think of Robin Williams films that were funnier, I would go to The Birdcage. I would go to Club Paradise, a favorite of mine. I would go to Good Morning Vietnam, Cadillac Man. Like, those are movies I find more hilarious compared to this. But there's still some moments that made me chuckle. Like I said, some of the moments that go above little kids' heads, or certain way he says certain lines. Or certain outlandish moments, like he's at a party and there's a woman with a fur scarf, and it literally goes up and growls at him. It kind of does like a double take on it. The plot, I would say the plot, one of the biggest issues of the plot is focus. It does at times feel like a movie that's meandering and doesn't really know where it wants to go. Because it's kind of trying to find its footing as Popeye gets in, he meets people, he gets a room for rent, he meets Olive Oyl, and then it kind of tries to make the town a character, but I think more of that time should have gone into Popeye and Olive Oyl and maybe a romance build between them. Or maybe go out and have an adventure or two. Because it's not that I thought they were awful, but okay, the guy whose hat he's always trying to get from, or Olive Oyl's brother named Castor. And I had to do a double take like castor oil. Was that in the cartoon or anything? Castor oil, Olive Oil's brother. I haven't seen the Popeye cartoons in a while. I would actually like to watch them again. I think I think they're on Blu-ray. I don't know if those have because I remember some of the ones that were public domain. Like, I think there was one with pirates or Sinbad, and there's like gold, and I don't know, they're like the ones that would be in public domain you would always see everywhere. I don't know if they're part of the I don't know. Like I said, I like the Popeye character. I just haven't seen him in a while, and that's a character I would like to see come back. At one point, there was going to be a CG animated film, and they didn't do it, even though they went ahead and did the fucking Emoji Movie. So you don't want to go full force on a Popeye movie, but you decide to go full force on a fucking movie called The Emoji Movie. Where Patrick Stewart, he voices shit. And does a lot of number 2 shit jokes. But no Popeye movie. I wish they would do an animated Popeye movie. Or bring Popeye back some way, some shape, some form. Although nowadays he'd probably be canceled for some stupid reason. But I miss Popeye. But okay, like, he settles in and you meet all these other characters. Like, you have Wimpy with the birders, okay. They bring in Sweet Pea because Olive Oyl is going to be married to Bluto, but then she wants to leave, but she doesn't know where she wants to go. And Popeye stops her. They settle down. Someone switches the basket of olive oil, and then they find a baby there who's been left there, and they call him Sweet Pea. And the stuff between the two of them, dealing with the baby, that was some sweet scenes. I do think the two worked well together. I think they had some decent chemistry. Like I said, I think they did embody the roles of these characters fairly well. And the score at times incorporates the Popeye theme, which is very nice to hear. And like I said, the songs, like Bluto, I mean. Granted, there's not much to the lyrics. There's pretty much a lot of repeating, I mean as. So it's like, whoever wrote the songs, they must not have taken too long to write the lyrics. But the music itself, I don't think is that bad. It's just, in retrospect, taking place in pretty much this one town and being a musical, I don't know if that was the right call. Like I say, if you had these two, like a Popeye cartoon, it was more of an adventure, an action, I don't want to say a road trip movie, but just, I wonder if that would have been more appropriate, and maybe that would help it be more of a loved and well-known picture. I mean, moments I enjoy, like Robin Williams playing with the baby, finds a letter, reading it, and the baby says something. Yeah, you're right. Baby, it says you're a baby. I thought that was a nice playing with the kid. I did not mind the fight, because a random person comes by wanting to have this boxing match. Olive Oyl's brother does it. He gets his ass kicked. Then Popeye does it. I thought that was a fun scene. That was an entertaining scene where, very cartoony, he jumps up, he gets in the ring, he immediately in a different set of clothes. He's playing around with the guy, he's getting punched back, but it's not too serious. He does this sort of, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun because it brought out sort of the wanty, cartoony quality of the picture. Popeye wasn't just getting his ass kicked like he did with Bluto earlier in the film. And that seemed more satisfying than the fight he has with Bluto, sadly. There's the guy with his mother, and the guy accidentally hits his mother, and I forget what Popeye says. He says sort of a fun, wise-ass remark. And as much as I not the musical aspect, the songs, one of the reasons I do like the film as is the songs do seem not catchy in their lyrics, but catchy in the momentum, the how do I want to put it, not the lyrics, but the music itself. He needs me, he needs me. See what I mean? Like, it's a lot of the lyrics just repeated. Like with Olive Oyl, he needs me, he needs me, he needs me. Oh, describing Blue, he's large, he's large, he's large, and he's tall. Listen, when you look at the music, it's like, these lyrics really have a lot more to be desired. It just, that one or two lines, just repeat that about 15 times. We have a song. But again, they have a nice vibe, and I keep wanting to say the chorus is not the chorus, but the actual implementation of the music itself. And like I said, there's certain lines that you don't catch until you're older. For example, Wimpy takes the baby, because the baby apparently can tell when things are coming, and will do this cute whistle. And so Wimpy takes it to the horse races, which is like these little toy horses. And Popeye and Olive Oyl chase after him, and they're in this place where I guess the women's supposed to be hookers, because he says a line, "Better grab me loins up for this one." Better grab me loins up for this one. I didn't. That's something that a kid would probably catch the first time through. And that's where it gets to my favorite song. I'm Popeye, the sailor. I am what I am, what I am. I thought Robin Williams, he definitely brought an energy to that. And one of the reasons he's there is because to find his dad, which he does, played by Ray Walston from the TV show My Favorite Martian, who is fairly similar to Popeye with the squinty eye and the big arms. Like I said, it's ambitious. When I say it's ambitious, try to have that old school Hollywood with how everyone is going through the choreography, they're falling down, or Bluto's doing this, or going through all the characters, they're doing certain movements during certain scenes, and this trying to be sort of a cartoony world. Building this whole big set where this whole town's going to be. Even the ending where you have Popeye and Bluto doing a sword fight, but then you also have this squid, this octopus trying to get Olive Oyl. But there is disappointment to be had watching the film again. Like I said, I don't hate the film. I like it because really these two, some of the music, some of the sweet scenes where they deal with the sweet pea, and when Popeye gets to have his moments, like the boxing match. But even the ending, like the fight he has with Bluto is pretty lame. He doesn't really get to fight Bluto. Like one of the satisfying things is when he gets the spinach and he really beats the fuck out of Bluto. Just really beats his ass. Not really. He only gets the spinach at the very end of the movie. He gives one punch to Bluto, and then he fights a really shitty looking octopus. Really shitty looking. That's because they couldn't get the thing to work. It just looked cheap. It looked like, honestly, remember that scene in Ed Wood where Bela Lugosi, the actor's name, I know his name, Marlon Landau. Marlon Landau has to pretend with the octopus. That octopus looks like this octopus. It's just like really, this is the end of the movie. It's almost 2 hours long, and the things like Lord Brady Taven when he's punching it, nothing about it looks that much alive. I just gave a big punch. You see this wide shot where it flies away. That's cool. But it has a lot of issues, but it does have this fanciful charm where the actors seem really into it. When you get to the ending, when they're seeing Popeye the Sailor Man, and like Shelley Duvall's really into it. This is before she went crazy, which was very sad to see a few years ago when she was being interviewed, because that stupid fucking Dr. Phil, to me, a fucking quack. Like, you could tell she's off her rocker. Why you putting it for the public to see? But, you know, everyone's really getting into it, and Robin Williams just dancing like pop. Like, it seemed like they're really enjoying and really bringing the energy into these characters. The way they look, the way they act, seems like it's the cartoon being brought onto the screen. It even begins, the very, very beginning has a little Popeye cartoon. But then, after that, you kind of, from its opening credits, you kind of know there's something not 100% right with this. Because it's Popeye. And the first scene you get of actual Popeye is someone rowing in a boat in the rain, no music, and then this cartoonish Popeye logo pops up. Like, you think of Popeye, do you think of someone rowing on a boat, no music, kind of the sound of the wind and the waves, Popeye. Very cartoon letters, but you think it'd be like upper, joyful music or not? It's like, something off about this. And I think if they stuck less with the town, I don't give a shit about that much about the town. I don't care about Sweethaven. I don't care about the guy wanting the taxes, which I know is Donald Moffat from John Carpenter's The Thing. He's the guy in The Thing going, I don't want to spend the rest of the spree tied to this fucking couch. But I got tired of him. Taxes. This is a tax. That's a tax. That's a tax. I didn't give a shit. The rest of the town, I didn't even really give much a shit about Olive Oyl's brother, Castor Oil. Can we concentrate more on Popeye? Can we concentrate more on Popeye and Olive Oyl? Can we concentrate more about the love story? Maybe like adventure with bad guys. He has like a brief scene where he fights the bad guys. I wish that was longer. That was I like the bit when he's fighting the guys, like pop, 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 and then the guy's going down. He brings him back up. Pop, 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 pop. But the other guys, he like punches very quickly. Like elbows two, they're done. Punches one, they're done. Then he only does that with one guy. It's like, I wanted to see more of that. And you see a little bit in the boxing match. And even the ending, it's like having a sword fight with Bluto. The sword breaks. He gets beat up. He does one move to Bluto. It's not, no, I won't really want him to really take it to Bluto. And like you would see in the card, it's not really the case here. So there's nice elements. There's nice elements to this. I think they had the right cast. Even the musical sections, maybe I could deal with that. Because the songs didn't bother me. It's just so much focus on building this town, the remnants of this town. Not really sure where it wants to go. The ending of the film, where you have the slow boat chase where Bluto has Sweet Pea, the other characters are in the boat, as Ray Walston going on for 5 minutes about how much he hates kids. In this wide shot, I guess Robert Altman's so impressive because Robert Altman's going over here bitching about it, then they're going over here bitching about kids some more. I'm like, this is your finale to Popeye, as Ray Walston bitching about kids. And I get it. The director wanted to tell this story about this fathers and sons, and you know, the father who seems like he hates his kid, but he very treasures the stuff of his kid. So he really does care about his son, and he really wanted his son to eat spinach because he knew it would help him save the day. And like, that does look like Popeye and Bluto. That really does look good there. But it needed more focus. I think if it focused more on action adventure, which is what Popeye is, and less on this town, and maybe sacrifice the musical portion. Again, I don't mind it as is, but to make it more of a Popeye story, a Popeye vibe, I think it would have been more successful. Robert Altman maybe was the wrong director for this. And so, again, I don't hate the film. Watch it again. But I could definitely notice the flaws. But yeah, the charm and these two, they did, ever since I was a kid, they won me over with that. But it is a flawed film. I would not say it's one of my favorite Robin Williams flicks. But it's enjoyable, but there's improvements to be made. But no, I don't think it's the absolute disaster it's made out to be either. So, take that for what you will. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.